Hi, everybody. It's Lisa Marie here, aka Auntie A, and we're doing another Sweet Tea Talks. And I'm hanging out today with Evan. And here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you've been picking up on the little pattern here, but as a photographer for many years, 22 years actually in Fort Bend County, I have become Auntie A to all of my children. And y'all don't even think of me as a photographer anymore. You come out and hang out, and we do all kinds of other fun stuff, right? Y'all are just coming out like you're doing a visit to your aunt or your family friend or something. It's not your neighbor. It's not like you're coming. It's not torturous, right? Mom does pack a couple of things for you to change into, and we knock that junk out of the way. But this relationship that I have with my babies and your brothers is not really, because most studios, I have to tell you, you have a photo shoot and you go in and you change your clothes and then you get in your car and you go home. There's not any playing in the garden or having lollipops and running around the house or seeing Santa Claus, or that's just that's the difference between me hanging out with my babies and doing what I do as an artist in the community. So, Evan, I've watched you get to be a big boy. You've been with me for quite a while and you're bigger than me now.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Oh yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, I remember coming here like when I was super young. Um, I didn't, I wasn't very grown up. I was in middle school and then now junior, and I'm gonna be senior next year.
I
And
can't believe it.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's just all of you guys get so big so quick. You don't even realize it. It's like you blink. And then I see you guys more often because y'all are my neighbors. But I mean, some of these babies I see once a year, and from 1 year's time, their faces have changed. They're 2 feet taller. I mean, it's just crazy. And then, but to see them, I didn't get to hold you in my arms as a baby like I've done your brothers. But Evan's the oldest. But you still change significantly, and you're turning into such a wonderful young man. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Now, how's soccer going? I know that you're a big sports person.
um, it's going pretty well. We're gonna have tryouts next week,
Hmm.
and then the week after that, we're gonna go ahead and get our season started. We're just we win district every year, so main objective is just to go undefeated, win district, and then just
Just keep going.
yeah, just keep going on the grind, and then hopefully whenever I get onto varsity, we can make a run in the state and hopefully win it because we're a really good team,
Hmm.
and it's a dream, but I hope it comes true.
That's cool. Have you thought about what you want to be when you grow up?
I have no idea, honestly. There's so many options now.
Yeah.
You could do anything you want, and it's just crazy, like how much, like decisions, like do you want to be a scientist? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want? It's just so many different fields, and they're all very different, and
Hmm.
you have to have a certain personality to do a couple, and you have to try to figure it out, and it's just a ton. And then the schooling you have to do to even get there too. You have to figure out where you want to go.
Yeah.
It's just a whole bunch of tiny things that you have to consider.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I grew up with my dad a doctor. My mom was a nurse, and my grandmother was a teacher, and everybody said, "Oh, you got to go off to college, and you got to do whatever, blah blah blah, and go work for somebody, right?" And of course, you've known me for a long time, and you know I worked for nobody, right? And then they say, "Oh, you can't make any money as an artist," and I was like, "Well, okay." And then, of course, I've taken pictures and created a life being an artist. And I think the biggest legacy I'm going to leave behind is teaching people how to stay positive and learn that they can do more than one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Find what you love. Daddy used to always want to paint, and he would paint occasionally he'd paint one painting, and then 5 years would go by, and he'd paint another painting or whatever. But he was always busy, working as a doctor. And granted, that was fulfilling, I'm sure, saving lives and at the hospital and helping people get pregnant because he was in charge of all the reproductive endocrinology and first to do it in North Carolina. You and I are both from North Carolina, which is another wonderful thing we have in common. But, you know, at the end of the day, he always asked for like paints and brushes for Christmas, and we would give him those things. And it's Christmas again right now, so you start to think about those things again as Christmas every season. You have a memory of that from childhood, and he never did it. Like we would always give him things, and he would never have time or make the time to do it. So, whatever you decide to do, whether it be science or engineering or a doctor or lawyer or even professional soccer, I always want you to remember there's always more to you. There's like 10 more things at least that you would be amazing at. You just have to find the ones that you just love, that you would do for free. And that's the key to what God's given you for your talent. And it's super cool because, when COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't shooting that many pictures, but I started planting the garden. And you've seen the garden. You've been in the garden a
Yeah.
lot. And I didn't think I could grow all that stuff. Like, I knew I could grow stuff because I've grown small garden. But you've seen the garden. The garden's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full-time job. And then I didn't think that I could teach people about how to cook or whatever, decorate or paint or draw. But I've got my school coming in January where I'm going to be teaching people how to do photography and how to do gardening and all the things that they need to know. Etiquette, basic etiquette on thank you notes and how to balance your checkbook and how to write a resume and the things that we need to just know. But I just love to teach that kind of stuff. And I didn't think I'd be doing that. But I've got it, and you've got in you the same thing. So, like your dad likes sports, and he's also really smart.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to cook.
Oh yeah.
He could start his own barbecue if he wanted, barbecue business if he wanted to. But, like there's all of us that have more than one thing. And I think that that's really the key to living a sweet life, is to not be so unbalanced in your choice of career that you lose sight of the time that you need to spend doing the things with those that you love that are fun. They might not make any money, but they're fun, right? I don't know. I just think that's a good piece of advice to try to impart to all of my teenagers as they begin to leave the nest, which makes my heart sad, but you have to do it, right? Everybody has to grow up. It's just hopefully you don't grow up and leave too far away. Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they'll get on the grind, they'll go to college, they'll just focus on college, they won't have any fun. They'll just go on a grind and they won't stop, and then eventually get burnt out. And whenever you get burnt out, that's whenever you're prone to making mistakes. That's when you're not happy, and that's why I think we have a lot of people that are depressed and committing suicide, is because we're just focusing on one thing, and that one thing they might not enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get burnt out,
it comes crashing down.
They fall hard. Yeah.
It's interesting, Evan. You remember the first Santa Claus movie, the very first one with Tim Allen?
I've never watched it.
Oh my heavens. Okay, do me a favor, because it's the Christmas season right now. Watch all three, but watch them in order. But the very first one, Tim Allen is an executive. He does work at a toy company, but he's an executive. And he's so busy. He's divorced. He's lost his marriage. He's not a good father. He's absentee. He's late to pick him up from school and late to show up to the baseball games. And he's just not present, right? And he has all this great potential to be an amazing person and to just give joy to so many people. And he gets selected by the way that it happens from the North Pole and the magic of the North Pole and all of that. He falls down. The Santa Claus comes and he falls down, and he actually puts the suit on because he's in his pajamas when he is out in the snow. And so he puts the suit on, and it automatically transforms him into the next Santa Claus. And he has to go from the business of being so focused on being an executive and not family oriented and not well-rounded and not balanced in his life to a complete shift of being thoughtful for others, involved with his son, managing all the wonderful things that happen at the North Pole with the elves and the people and all of it. And then he has another challenge in the second movie where he gets married, and he's got all these, and then he has the third one is he's taking it for granted. And if when you watch it, you'll see Jack Frost tricks him into saying he wished he was never Santa Claus, and everything that he had built, his beautiful sweet life, almost is lost. And it's an interesting take on life, but when you think about it, it's like, man, if you could just learn that lesson young. Don't be 50 years old and divorced and have a teenage boy that's spray painting the school and angry with you because you weren't there for them. Learn at the very beginning of your life to be balanced, to be focused on everybody, not just one thing, and that money is absolutely not the end of the world. Like, it's not the thing to go for. It's not the goal to set. It's making a difference and helping others and being present and being a part of your family that matters at the end of the day. But it's a really cool lesson, and it's the people that he was hanging out with in that first life of being an executive, alcoholics, focused on nothing but the money. It's Christmas Eve and part of the movie, and he's not even at home. He's burning the turkey. He's making his son eat at some like really fast food kind of low end restaurant because he didn't think about needing to provide a meal for his son for the holidays. Just absent, just not there. And he is a completely transformed person after having become Santa Claus. And I just think that's a cool lesson to learn for everybody. And people wouldn't be depressed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that for me, coming out of COVID, I could have gotten really upset, right? I had the heart problem in February, almost died. I could have taken that one thing alone, that one piece of my life. I could have taken it and said, well, it's all over. I'm almost dead. I'm going to have to sit around all day and not do anything and be careful and da-da-da. And then I could have said when the travel business went belly up with all the whole COVID mess, oh my God, this business I've worked on the side gig for all my clients for all these years is getting ready to just be destroyed because of this disease, this pandemic. Nope, I just pulled myself up by my bootstraps and said, you know what? It's time to, what do they say on Mrs. Maisel, tits out, tits up? It's what they say. You're old enough, I can say that to you. When she goes out on stage to do her comedy, grab it by the balls, sister, and take off. Just figure another way, find another door, find another path. Don't let whatever's happening in your world get you down. Find a way. And I created from all that I'd been doing, instead of sulking and saying, oh gosh, it's all going to hell in a handbasket and everything I've worked towards is not going to be around anymore or it'll be different. I said, no, I'm going to create a YouTube channel. I'm going to seize life and show people how to live a sweet one. And that will be my new legacy. That's going to be my new legacy, right? I'm going to teach you how to do things that make you think about not focusing on always that bottom line, like share with others. And now what's happening, which is interesting, is people will come to me and go, I just need to hear you talk to me today, because hearing you talk to me today puts me in a much better mood. Even if I'm angry or upset or depressed, if I can just talk to you for 5 minutes, because you are a shining light, you are the epitome of living a sweet life, you're so positive, I need to feel your energy. That is a very special thing that I didn't know I had that gift. And that's where I'm at now. And you'll find yours too. But it's interesting. If you do that, if you find your balance, you'll always be living a sweet life.
I hope I do.
Yeah. And whenever you become a full man and you get married and you bring me your babies for me to be grandmommy Auntie A to photograph, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be teaching them those same lessons too. So.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I love you a bunch. I know you know that.
Yeah, I love you too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode with the Sweet Tea Talk with me and Evan. It just goes to show it's the same sort of thing that we do every day over here, hanging out in the Sweet Life studio and the Sweet Life garden. And we hope that you found some value in it. And if you do, please do me a favor and like and share. And don't forget to ring that bell so that you're dropped when the next episode hits. We'll see you soon. Take care.